uncomfortable.
I can make a motion. I don't know. I'll take the heat. Yeah.
Well, no, on the,
Oh, oh, on the salary thing. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I think. What do you
that's,
think?
that's
Are you-
fine by me.
I'll make a motion.
I mean, if you.
Yeah. I don't have a problem. Do what?
I'm not even here to know like what happened last.
You're learning though, aren't you?
I'm trying.
Ready to take over next year?
You got what's his name coming in? I figured that was
I
the.
don't. No, it's not. You won't come in till maybe with Jocelyn, maybe. All right, it is 7 o'clock, so we'll call the meeting to order and we'll start with the pledge. I'm gonna push them. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Our flag, we need to straighten it up. Okay, bid openings is up first, right? Okay. We got some bids we need to open for our trash collection. So you ready to write down a few numbers and things? Can you get them open? Josh, you want to read them?
No.
Renee, you want to read them? You can help me read them.
All right, sure. I'm not beginning the point where I need readers.
Bubbles get harder or something. Yes, you don't mind. All right, I've got the one from Grumpy. And, oh, this was dated October 14th, which of course is today.
So we included recycling.
Yes, if need be, yes. All right, and so I'll just read it out. The first year for the trash collection, 1625 for year one, year two up to 1690, and year three is 1758. And the cost for recyclables would include one 18-gallon recycling bin or 65-gallon recycling cart upon request. And this would be per residence or per household. $575 the first year, $598 the second year, and $622 the third year. And that's probably about the gist of it, but let me make sure.
So is that where they're just gonna provide one? Then people can.
No, they'll provide it to the customer.
Do each.
Yeah, each resident. The ones that want it, yeah. And that'll be another thing, do
that
we
might be-
go everybody or nobody? That's something we'll have to think about and talk about, I guess, and see how they're gonna. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. So it's cost per household per month for weekly collection of recyclables.
Maybe.
I don't know, but that'll be something we'll need to ask some questions, and we usually do anyway. That's why we will probably just take these under advisement, I'm sure, tonight, because. All right. And we have Best Way. And to get to the just here. Where they've had us, oh, we had you guys
6 years.
6 years. Okay. 6 years. Here's the bid summary. First year, 1455. Second year, 1520. And the third year, 1588. The cost for recyclables collection, cost per household per month for weekly collection. Is that right? I got this right. $4 weekly or $325 every other week. 418 in the second year, 418 weekly or $340 every other week. And the third year is 437 and $355 every other week. Okay, so we want to put this out to the public. We've decided we want them to have input into it, because we keep getting some requests for recycling. We don't get an abundance of those, but I think the ones we do get, a lot of those people think it's going to be free. So I think once they see that it's going to cost them money, they maybe won't be quite as interested. But in any case, so I believe we need to have a contract signed by the end of the year, correct? Oh, the end
No,
of,
it isn't.
it's the end of the year to start in January.
So it's like the trash bin, but it's recycled.
Okay, the recycling bin is the same size as the trash bin.
Everybody has the recycling, everybody does, like everybody gets the charge or nobody does. It's not like you can opt into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
okay,
that's-
all customers. Okay, yeah, that's what we figured. So we want some input from our public before we make that decision. I believe we need to make our decision by the end of December for collection to start. We'll do it before that. We'll probably do it at our December meeting. For collection to start then with the new contract in January. Okay, we worked that out with Southeastern, what is that? Southeastern Regional, whatever, solid waste, thank you. Always get all those letters mixed up, so. All right, so thank you, appreciate that. You have any questions for us? Okay, all right, okay, thank you. Appreciate you coming.
So, taking them under advisement.
Yes. Then I will make a motion. We're gonna take these under formal advisement.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, and then I think I'll just hold on to these, just to remind me that I gotta, maybe you and I, go ahead and listen.
You said December meeting, but we did November meeting or not?
We could if we're ready.
Yeah.
The only thing is, I think we want to get, I don't think we can do it the November meeting. Well, unless we get that out right away, we probably could. I want to get some feedback from the public.
Well, it might be December because Bill's about having it. Get ready to be,
Bills have already been sent.
Yeah, so we
No,
need to
no,
get,
no,
not November yet, but they're probably getting ready.
correct. I will send those bills like the 23rd.
oh,
we
we
still
get
have-
time. We can put something together and get it out in that bill. Mhm.
That's a good idea.
Don't you think? Put an insert in and get everybody, I mean, all of our water people or our trash people too, and recycling people, so. Okay, so we will try to get that done, there next month. Okay. All right, so nothing else on that. We'll move on to public concerns, and I see Stephen Miller. Okay, thanks, guys. Yeah, you don't have to stay. Stephen Miller. Oh, that was you. Okay. See ya. Have a good day.
Thank you.
All right, and Jimmy, are you Jimmy?
Jim.
Gotcha. Bye, guys. KJ, I'm gonna put you on hold for just a minute. Jared, you're up.
I just wanted to kind of go over, we're gonna go over our contract. I haven't really had time to get back with you. I think
That's okay. I knew Josh needed to talk to you, so.
just a couple things. I know Josh said, we probably won't be able to get the practice fields in this fall and probably be in spring.
I can't get the quotes in quick enough.
And that's understandable. I'm part of that scene too. And then, my other concern was if we weren't able to practice on them, then we only have 3 days we can practice on fields. I think Josh and I talked about it. Maybe I could talk with Brian. We could still use Saturday and Sunday.
I think you guys can work together on that, surely. There's 4 fields.
Springtime stuff. Yeah, we will not be utilized weekends. We're pretty much always meeting.
Okay.
So yeah, absolutely. It's.
So shouldn't be any
Unless
problem with
there's
that.
a tournament show.
Unless there's a tournament, which I do have the Mother's Day Classic U-Trip, USSSA. It's.
That's the one he talked to me about, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
And
we've got that.
And we would only strictly use it for practices. I think we had one opening at the game on
Where it's
Saturday.
not there, it don't matter to me where it's not.
Yeah.
It's-
But if you guys will just stay in contact on that, I didn't want to put a Saturday in either one of your contracts because I knew that there were going to be some things, but the fields are open and if nobody's using them, you need to get out there and use them. So that's not a problem. Yeah.
And then,
And there's always Pangburn too. Keep that in mind, as a last resort.
yeah,
So,
well, it may be not a thing we do. It just depends on everybody's availability.
yeah, right.
Not everybody.
If everybody wants it at the same time.
Yeah,
Sure.
everybody's volunteering their time, so I try to be flexible.
Sure.
Try to be flexible.
Yep.
if I can. And
Yep, but
then,
you should.
You talked about the liability insurance. We did go over a cost. It's gonna be like an extra $1,400 for the league. like 1480. But it's just kind of the verbiage that's here. It says the resale should provide liability insurance, and then it turns around and says that we will provide it too. So is it like, we both have to provide it or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, technically we do, because we own it, so we have to provide it,
Okay.
but because you're using it.
And then there was one other.
It's kind of Main
But
Street.
my main concern
Main
was,
Street.
I just wanted to get something signed before we send out.
Sure.
I don't know if the board wanted to sign this until the fields were actually in place for the fields. That, I think that was the board's.
Yeah,
main
that's true.
concern.
Well, do either of you see an issue with leaving things the way they are? You guys using it Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, they'll use it Wednesday, Friday, and whoever
Yeah.
can,
And if you let us know, if you want a tournament, we can cancel practices and be like,
No,
it's booked.
Usually, like with USSSA, they're already booked for all of next year, so
Okay.
except for the fall time. So like one, they're giving us the Mother's Day Classic is May 8th through the 10th. They
Right.
moved this up to that one. So it's already projected far out. They won't add any last minute in or anything like that. So that's one's already scheduled for. So
yeah,
like I said, all of our teams, we're always playing on the weekends. We don't utilize nothing on the weekends. Unless, like, if something comes up and, hey, I'll get a hold of you, Jared, for sure. If say, hey, this team's want to do a scrimmage or you got an opening here.
Yeah.
If not, it's not a big deal because that's not our priorities on the
And
weekend.
we'll still post a practice schedule on the board.
Okay.
That looks pretty, the board, you can break into it. You know, it's often open the other day. I don't know.
I'll just get a hold of you personally
Yeah.
if something comes up. I make sure they all go through me anyways, because I don't want to have in close to trying to figure out something. So I make sure they come to me, then I'll go with you on something as well. So
We'll still try to have stuff posted for everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
it's just, it's kind of like that scenario where that one team went to the scrimmages, we can now get a hold of you to make sure that you didn't have anything going, to make sure we all found the same page. So
Yeah.
that works out good. So
I
Yeah.
appreciate it. And, I had a couple other things I wanted to discuss. We talked about catcher's gear for 8U. I know Josh mentioned something about the high school donating some stuff, but the size is the
isn't
issue.
gonna work. Okay.
So I don't think we have enough complete sets of catcher's gear as far as helmets and leg guards. I know we have chest protectors, but a lot of times they sell it at.
Get us a list of what you need and we'll get that figured out
it'll
for
be
you.
use size 9 to 12 is what they'll 80% of them will use probably.
Won't go any lower than
Quote
that.
on that.
I see there is one size, I'd probably only get a couple sets of the lower size of the youth 9 to 12.
Okay.
The youth 9 to 12 will get the majority of your age group, so. And those, I think they call it a 6 to 8, that's the smallest one, as a set. So, and that, they're usually paired up with helmet, chest guard, shin guards, or that's typically how they sell them in those, or size
Okay.
wise that you'll look at.
And then
Yeah.
my next thing was, I wanted to get with you and Canes and everybody to see if we can work on the fields and try to bring some of the plates and stuff up and see.
What needs to be done?
Yeah.
Brian's already mentioned that there's a couple things that are a little out of whack. So you guys get your heads
Yeah,
together.
absolutely. That was one thing.
And Josh.
Will.
Keep him in the loop.
You know, he's been in a loop on that.
And Danny, yeah, right. Yeah,
Um,
because we know, we want to make sure that he understands what's happening too.
Hey Jared, real quick on that, the U-Trip director came out, we talked about the fence on that small field.
Mhm.
He said all we have to do is move home plate over about a foot or two, because then that changes the foul lines up first and third base line, where then the fence is not in the way on either side. There's a lot more room on the first base side. He's like, that's a simple fix. So if we get that moved, then we can streamline the rest of it and we'll be good.
Yes,
So-
I've dug out.
Yeah, the
I'll-
dugout
on
coverage,
this list.
that is a mandated for that tournament too, the dugout coverage. And just
Oh,
that
yeah.
in the field.
We got to get some quotes on that. Can you do
Yeah,
that?
that's the way we are too. We'll all get together and get on email, text message thing, and we'll get together. And I think Derek Adams, he's got an edging thing too. They said we'll need to edge where the grass.
Right.
Your, what's it called, Harry rig, you can.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
Harry rig, Harry rig, but it needs extended a little.
Yeah,
bit.
we'll definitely get it. Anything we do for the kids and to help get some notice for this area. The dirt needs to be filled in around the outfield fence posts. All the concrete exposed, a lot of those fence posts out there, which is a big time hazard.
There's a few holes out there too, that kind of low spots. I was,
Yeah.
you mentioned sand. sand
Yeah.
level some spots of drainage and stuff like that. That's
Okay.
a big problem. But
Yeah, I'll finish up when it's my turn. So yeah, Jared,
Okay.
make sure we stay in touch.
That's it for now. Okay, we probably need to go back and look at the contract, sit down and talk about that. Maybe you and I can get our heads together here sometime in the next.
yeah, just call me, text me, Josh, or either one.
Yeah. Yeah.
The insurance thing, I got
Do
some,
that.
groups I've went through before, help out where the cost is pretty simple. You can do it as an umbrella for the whole entire rec league, basically. And so that way it's minimal cost for everybody else, everybody be underneath of it.
I think the highest per team was like $64, and then like T-ball was 55
Okay.
per team. Yeah.
That sound high?
Actually, they'll get it underneath an umbrella.
Yeah.
But I'll get with, I'll give some information that I
And
have.
we'll
as
help you
well
help
on that. So, but, yep.
Nobody's given, no, they can't match it, I don't think. I talked to Bob about that. Okay, very good. Nate, you're just here to listen. All right, good. And Brian, you're next, I guess, then.
Here, for the release liability for Canes anyways to the town, it'd be nice if you guys could have something, I can write something up for the release liability, basically, if we get hurt, one of the kids get hurt, it's on the field, whatever, if you guys come up with something that way, I can formally send something out to each and
We probably
every.
have something on the bottom of our rec league contract, or rec league, registration thing.
Let me send it to you, what we use for our rec league, and then if you're okay with it, then I'll send it to him.
Okay.
Yeah, that way it covers you all and everything else. As far as our insurance, we're under the umbrella for the Canes, so if I can I'll get a copy if you guys need it for that, cause that's
Okay.
what's nice, cause our insurance is covered underneath that.
Body
They
copy.
take care of all that through our registration
That should
fees
be
and stuff like that.
Yeah, should be.
Such as now it's gonna cover up with the Mother's Day class of tournaments, where they call it for sales. So far, they're gonna have 12-year-olds and 10-year-olds. It's gonna cover. He's already came out, looked at all the fields to make sure we know what kids are gonna be on what fields and stuff like that. Currently, it's all of our local Canes teams. Versailles Vipers are in it, and obviously there would be a lot more.
Okay,
And this is gonna be hopefully the first of many.
we hope.
We hope. So first impressions, everything. Get the grass looking nice, get everything else. And then once we can get that going, hopefully they can build in more concessions. We don't want nothing to do with concessions. I'm hoping regularly because they say it brings a lot of money in for concessions. I don't get
Okay,
nothing to
pretty
do with that.
interested.
Let us know in advance.
Yeah, so it'll be the one
It'll
we
be
have
that
the
8th, 9th, and 10th.
Because the tournament directors, they collect their own gate fees, they collect the tournament fees, that's on them. Concessions, though, they say it's a lot of money, so whatever you're gonna do is hamburgers, hot dogs, however you're gonna roll with that. Those concessions, they'll typically be going, hopefully we can build up, we get more practice fields in the future, more fields. The more we go, then it'll come into parking lot issues.
Mhm.
Now,
We,
can you help them rec league out? They do, work that day.
Yeah.
Kind of help them out, let them know the number of people that
It
will,
is.
I mean, a lot of times, a lot of teams are coming in.
It
a lot
would be a
better.
guess with
It's
me at this, because usually I'm just going to coach, I'm getting my team warmed up, and it depends on how many they get in there, because we are restricted by that one smaller field, it's like 195 feet. So they're only able to get the small kids in that one, so I don't know if he's gonna expand it to any, I know he's gonna play some of the 10-year-olds on that one as well. So that's what we're doing, 2 age groups.
If you can tell how many teams will be in.
Teams, yes, I will.
yeah, if they know
That would help
teams,
them
they
out.
can kind of figure numbers based on that.
Joey Rollins is the main director of USSSA, so he's kind of let me know, hey, this is how many teams we're gonna get in here, this is what we can do. So that way it'll be, we don't know, I think they can do 6 to 8 teams per age group, I think they're gonna try to do 8, for each age group. But yeah, I'll definitely keep you up to date, because sometimes teams will fill in the last minute too of the week of. So it's kind of like that. You don't really know until you get there. 'Cause obviously then you're trying to all right, how much Gatorade do I buy? How much this do I buy? And
And
it's like that.
spring.
Yeah, it's what May 8th through 10th weekend.
Yeah, then that shouldn't be any problem, because if there's any residual, it'll just go.
Because we can bring money in to help, I'm in it for the kids, I really am, it's if we can help get some eyeballs on this area, how nice our complex is, and we come out swinging out of the gates, making these feel, because I know as a coach, I gotta go to the new park, I'm judging it. What's it
Right,
like here?
right.
I am, it's just the way it is, how good are the outfields, are they lumpy, are they twisting ankles out there, are they, You know, how easy, oh, look, they got a walking path, you know, we're judging those things. There's things to do for the kids and stuff that, you know, the little feral siblings that are running around, you know, what's to do for them.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
for sure.
Yeah, we all definitely. Yes, and they did say that, kill the clover. You know, we didn't, cause obviously the
Okay.
little clover, white baseball, that's just, so if we get it fertilized, we edge it, and we'll do what we can with you guys as well to help get this thing going. Cause then if we get more tournaments, the more money comes in concessions, help out the rec league, that's more money coming in. That means.
And
we
that's
start
more money,
getting-
that's more people in town spending
Yes,
money too,
tax
so
goes up there.
that's,
The economic impact of any local like hotel, bed and breakfasts we got, hopefully they're booked up for the whole week. So,
Yeah.
Everything else, it's not just, it's our local businesses are getting a lot of money off.
Yeah.
Campground,
Yeah.
I mean, so my goal is everything.
Yeah.
To get it going. This is a dream thing, but it's a realistic thing.
Yeah.
He quoted us probably between 800,000-900,000 if you turf every single field. It gets more expensive because of 310 field.
yeah,
Big deal. He's like, but we have a good thing with that one field. There's not a lot of parks around that have big fields. So they're gonna try to focus on that, like at Seymour, they're all 225 fields. Saraland, most of them are 225 and under.
mhm,
310, you can get nice one solid age group, but even up because they got
Mhm.
more than 90-foot basic mass.
yeah,
But then you know, all your everything else, there's no more maintenance really.
yeah, right.
It's just no maintenance, but the cost of what.
That's,
we-
yeah, it's
we
big
can bring in
bucks.
tournament. Then we don't have to go through U-Trip alone.
Mm.
We can go through GSC. I've already reached out to them. There's other tournament directors outside of Cincinnati that are looking at this area as well, that reach out to this area.
Okay,
And then that way, then you got higher field rentals too, field rental costs. So like U-Trip will be paying you guys for the field rentals for that tournament weekend as well.
Mm.
So, it's just a snowball effect of the money. coming.
Yeah.
The only thing is like, I know Lincoln Fields and Columbus, they're putting in turf right now, but they're more of a high school. The ones that we can beat out right now are Seymour. Both of their parks are nothing but dirt. And if ever in time there's a possibility for grants or something like that, and if we, as a collection of our town or whatever, can do it, that gives you a lot more flexibility, make a lot more money compared to say if you trip wants to. do it.
yeah, right.
It
right.
is way
We,
better.
yeah,
Um,
Yeah.
But, yes, it's a tricky,
Right.
but then the rec league, it also builds up, because then it's turf. I know, I'd rather have the rec league, all these kids, they got turf, you know,
mhm,
rec league, you go up there, they can start pulling back again from other outside areas and stuff, kids going over there.
Yeah.
The goal is also with the rec league and myself is like, the foundation is the young groups. If we can focus on the 6 to 8-year-olds, because then they continue on for the year.
Right.
Like even with the Canes, that's our foundation is a younger age group.
yeah,
Right now, I got Brent Perry, who's the 8-year-olds. If I can focus on the younger age groups, that's the foundation, such as Rick League as well.
Yeah.
To help them build it up. I think we'll see a positive outcome, but that can never be a possibility in the future.
Yeah.
For every place. Just the economic impact.
I think the key is, and I think Jared and everybody else knows that, Jared, Josh, everybody, that, you know, it's just gonna be cooperation this year.
Right.
We gotta work with each other and make sure things go as smoothly as possible and support each other. And I think we've got great potential there to see something happen, so, Okay.
Talk about this, you know.
Yeah.
Well, it's all as a whole to me, because it's kids, keeping kids focused.
Yeah.
Staying out of trouble.
Out of trouble.
Keep them as a goal as a whole, no matter where they're playing.
Yeah.
We keep them off the streets and playing, that's my goal.
Yeah.
Is keep kids going.
Okay.
And like, you know, most white kids, it gives them an extra option for hopefully a scholarship, you know, besides just a basketball and football for some areas, you know, and it's hopefully for some of it works out that way.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's my goal, is keep the kids focused.
okay, we appreciate all you're doing, Brian, okay? And you too, Jared, all you guys.
We'll reach out.
Yeah.
Just my thing is just get us a release liability.
Yes, we can do that. We'll get that
I
quickly.
did read the, contract, whatever, it looked good to me.
You're okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
My concern was just make sure it's like the fee per player in case.
Yes, I get that. That was fine with us. Yeah, that wasn't a problem at
That way
all.
we can build off of that.
Yeah.
Go and
Yeah.
build this thing to this whole area for.
Yep.
Recreational, kids in general.
Yep.
So
Okay,
that's my goal, but.
all right, we'll be in touch then, okay?
All right.
All right.
Can we sign something with that contract right now, or
Do you mind if we wait till we can revise? We got a couple of odds and ends on that one to revise and then, Josh will be in touch.
Nope,
Okay.
that's all. I'm good with it. Thank
All
you.
right. Thanks a bunch, Brian. Have a good
Yeah,
evening.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, take care, buddy.
All right. Let's move on to the consent agenda. Did you guys get a chance to read the minutes? Anything on that? Anybody want to make a motion to?
Motion to accept the minutes written. Is that what I'm doing?
Yes, good one. Do I have a second? All right, all in favor?
I
Aye. Good job, Renee.
came up with that one all on my own.
Good for you. Didn't even have it scripted out, did you? Proud of you, girl.
I've only heard it 10 times now.
Maybe. Okay. All right. And then the department reports. Ben is not here. Darn. Bye. Thanks, guys. All right. Oh, that's right. He doesn't sign. Hang on. Just a minute. Okay. Ben wasn't here, is not here. I guess you guys heard that he received a pretty prestigious little award here a few weeks ago as the 2025 Indiana Fire Chief of the Year. So I wanted to recognize him. We'll have to hold that till next month. Streets and utilities, anything on Randall's report that anybody needed? Randall did attend the meeting with Felice Vandenbrink and Holly and I last week, a 3.5 hour one, and he had a really, really good suggestion that's going to curb a considerable amount of money. We're not sure exactly how much, but we'll get to, into that here later on with the plan for that. So I don't, if there's nothing else there, got the the Spillman reports. You want to go through code enforcement real quick? Yeah.
702 West Street.
Mhm.
A lot of these I drove by them again tonight before the meeting just to make sure. There's still, what I sent you an email is accurate. There's still 2 cars that probably barely run, if at all, backed in. I don't
Okay,
think
and-
they got accurate licenses.
Yeah.
Registration.
And I'm going to interrupt you for just a minute. Lynn, we did not get any kind of response from them yet because today is what, the 14th, and they were supposed to have responded by the 9th.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Jacob Brown. I'm sorry, Jacob Brown or
I've been in
Kenton.
mediation all day. I have not checked today's, but as of yesterday,
There wasn't anything there. Okay, so okay, all right, keep going.
That one follow through with, let them talk to the judge.
Okay,
The Butler property, I drove by it tonight. I got no complaints, I really don't. I mean, it's kind of cluttered, but all the weeds are cut down, and that construction debris that I was looking at is gone. She got those planters there, but
it's still.
Got a delivery of something today. I saw that. It's so
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was,
definitely
but
need to let her talk to the judge at this point.
Have it.
It's some ground.
We'll have a look at that a little closer.
It's up to you.
Yeah, I'm not so much worried about those that we serve papers on. I'm a little more concerned about, the others that I've got, the big question marks around there. Gary Hinman's house, you can see which ones there
311
are.
East Perry's got some more stuff picked up.
That one.
There's still some more stuff that needs
That one,
picked up.
those two.
207 North Adams.
Mhm.
There's still weeds and stuff growing up next to the house that they're buying tonight. There's 2 cars sitting in the driveway with no plates on them. I
Yeah.
think they run, but if they're
Yeah.
registered, they're laying in the back seat or something. I didn't see.
Okay,
Haven't made it down to 1861. That is a business that's right next to another business that I think if you're gonna pay attention to one, you're probably gonna have to pay attention to both.
well then let's pay attention to both.
Sounds good.
Well,
So. 443 Tanglewood. The weeds and stuff are cut. I think the ditch line's been cut. There's some stuff underneath tarps out there that I can only imagine is probably junk.
mhm.
11 Rolling Hills, the guys cut that. Last I seen it was cut, looking decent. John Rose cleaned his place up over 123 East Water. I think he's fine right now, but I'm gonna have to obviously keep reminding him.
Okay,
But the place looks better than it has in years.
Okay.
I'll code you about 525 Tanglewood, that's his end of town. He said everything's fine, all the vehicles got plates on them. And they do shuffle them around, so I think they actually do start and move, but stuff like that. 950 South State Road 129.
Lynn's got an update on that one, so.
That one's cleaned up. Junk van's gone. I drove by tonight and was impressed, actually.
Okay.
1090 South State Road 129. I was impressed when I drove by there tonight. So I think most of them just keep an eye on them, but right now they don't need to talk. Either one of them need to talk to the judge, in my opinion. 218 South Adams and 408 West US 50. I have not made it there yet.
Let's get moving on to two. Those two also. Okay, so, on the 950 South State Road 129 one, she had Benal,
Okay.
Joyce, that she had filed some paperwork with the court asking for specifics,
Yes.
right,
Yes.
of what needed to be done. And so we need to get,
It's cleaned up. I told her. I talked to her face to face.
okay,
So, and what I talked to her about is cleaned up. So,
Okay.
but it wasn't until very recently.
okay. So do we dismiss that? Is that,
I would have just picked up one.
So there's no hearing date on any of these.
uh-huh,
So I would maybe just let them pend for a
Okay.
little bit, make sure that they remain in compliance.
okay,
And then those that aren't, then we can go to the next step, faulting them if they haven't responded or they haven't.
What other names do you think it would be one of those off?
We don't have. I
I'm
can
having
email
one.
you. I mean, it's.
yeah,
It ain't no big deal. I mean, I just run them off addresses. And
yeah. Okay. All right, then that take care of that. And community development, Holly had quite a long list of updates there, and I think one thing was the Rising Sun Regional Foundation grant. And that was money that they had given us $35,000. They've offered us for the practice fields, but because of just a combination of things, just trying to get bid documents together and all that stuff, there's just not enough time to do it this fall, we know. And so we're gonna postpone that project till early next spring. So I think we need to maybe draft a letter telling them that we need to accept the grant.
We can't, it's a contingent grant.
Okay,
So like, we have to provide documentation stating that we have the rest of the funds. Like that those are secured and they're dedicated to the project in
Mhm.
order for them to go ahead and award the grant. So all I need is like a letter that says, yes, the town has the rest of the money to complete this project. And, you know, with,
Okay.
with that $35,000 from Rising Sun, we will complete this project.
Okay.
And we can tell them, you know, it's not gonna be until spring because of the timing, but they're not worried about that. It's just, it's a
Yeah.
contingent award.
okay.
And
And
so-
by the spring, we have money because we've got more money in the budget for the sports complex, correct?
Yeah, someone being
Yeah.
budgeted.
But. Okay. Well, talk about that then maybe.
Mhm.
I thought you put a chunk in there.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, just to do the fields, we're not looking at,
No, we're not, like, just enough to get the fields done on the fencing.
yeah, not the fencing and all
How
that
much do
stuff.
we think?
Probably around 35, I'm thinking.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be much more than that. 40. Okay. All right. So we'll get together and we'll draft.
That, right?
To
Is what
com-
you're saying?
Yeah, it's not this.
Right.
Is that what scared you? This? Yeah, no, that was
Real of it,
all
too.
of the stuff. No, no.
Put drainage in them or not?
That depends on the cost. Lori laid that out for us and showed, that's in these plans.
You know, that was a bad thing when they built the ones they should have stuck drainage in them.
Well, she says these are,
In the springtime, they're not gonna be able to play on. I'm gonna be amazed if May the 8th and the 10th or 9th or whatever it was, that they're able to play on that field.
really? Well, Lori drew it out. It's in the plans. We're going to bid it out, or we were seeking bidders. And the direction is that that's an alternate bid. So they'll just turn it in as a separate bid. If we have the money, we'll do it. If we don't, we might not.
If you're gonna build these fields, you're not gonna put no drainage in them, wasting your money.
Well, she says these are built. Now, I don't know how those are built. I have no idea how those are built, but these are designed to have a 2-foot fall from home plate to the end of the back side of the outfield. So it's a gradual 2-foot fall. So they should
Right, but
drain.
you ain't gonna make your field 2-foot slope. You're gonna want that field flat. or that outfield's gonna be
You
looking.
want the infield's gonna probably have a.
It'll have a little bit of a slope. It'll have a bit of a grade.
You'll see.
Yeah, it'll have to have a little bit of a grade.
Like the center field 2 foot.
No, it'll have a little bit of a grade. We'll see. We'll just have to look at the quote when it comes in.
Cause we don't know what the draining, putting that in cost is really.
No,
We're gonna find that out till we.
She told me she thought it was going to be pricey, but she wouldn't tell me how much pricey. They did not put anything under those, nothing's under those now.
I mean, it ain't no different than you go over to Ice Cube.
Yeah,
It's got old clay in it and it's collapsed. So when
Yeah.
they put the new gym on, some of the board members at that time wanted to pile that ball field. They never did do it.
yeah. Well, now they're gonna get it totally redone, so maybe they'll get it right this time. We hope. Okay, community so I will make a motion that we're gonna accept that grant. We'll accept the grant offer from the Rising Sun Foundation for $35,000 to help build the 2 practice fields.
Second.
All right, all in favor? Aye. Got it. And hey, you're welcome. Hang on a minute. All right. So, and then we've already done we've already done the APBs and things. So I'll entertain a motion then to accept all of the department reports as well as the clerk treasurer's list of checks paid and the payroll dockets. Who's, I make a motion.
It's so moved.
Second.
All right, all in favor? Aye, good job. You're good at that, Renee. You're good at that. All right, Miss Letterman, we are up to you now.
Okay, the Water Leak Adjustment Policy, this is the ordinance to allow you, or they put some procedures in place for writing off release.
Mhm.
You adopted this on first reading last month, so we just need a motion and a second to approve it for this month.
Oh, good. I will make that motion.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I will move that to the paper.
Okay, do we need to sign that or is that's
Yeah.
okay?
So for the
You
one-
got, I've got a
one that
copy, but I
do,
don't
have
want,
to send them a Word document, so I just put your electronic signatures on it. So
okay. All right.
But you'll need to sign Sarah's.
All right, I've got this one, okay, I can. Carry this around for like 3 months. Okay, very good. That's the first one, okay, and Lynn, the next one on the
The next
list is Noble Properties.
Next is the review hearing on Noble Properties, and I think Mr. Swin is here. And so just to bring you up to speed on what happened on that, so we had a hearing on, well, initially you entered into an unsafe building enforcement order to demolish and remove the building. Mr. Strand appeared and wanted some time to be able to fix that up. On July 8th, we actually had the hearing on proceeding with whether you're going to keep that same recommendation or what you were gonna do. At that time, you modified your existing or the previous order so that within 90 days from the date of that order, so 90 days from July 8th, the owner shall have either brought the property or the real estate in compliance with all applicable federal, state, and local laws, ordinances, and regulations, or have demolished the unsafe building and removed all debris, leveled the lots, basically. That order was recorded. You also entered into a fine that he could purge by bringing the property into compliance by October 14th. And then for tonight, we're just set for a review hearing. So you can either determine whether to stick with that same order or if you want to modify it in some sense. I think Mr. Saran's here. He had sent an email to me that I forwarded to everybody with some pictures of just some of the progress. So if you want to explain to them what
Yeah,
happened.
tell us what's
what
going
the
on.
Plans are.
Yeah, so originally the guy who was working on it, he got sick. He had cancer, so he's out of the picture. So I had to find somebody. So I got some Amish working on it. So, I mean, like the middle 2 apartments, they got totally, gutted out completely. So we have put the floor joist in, subfloor in, the building the upstairs. And then I met with the plumber today. So we can plumb the property. And then next step is for me to, I'm gonna replace all the exterior doors and windows. because they've been kicked in and busted and,
Mhm.
they're in bad shape, so they need to be changed. So that's the next step is, and then also there's two more apartments on the side. And they're damaged, but not like the middle ones, but the really, really bad ones. So that's what I'm tackling first. So I just need some more time. We're spending time and money on it, it's not just moving up to the speed I like to. So that's why I'm here today. So I asked for more time to, get that going. And I mean, if any of you guys want to go inspect that, I sent some pictures. We are working on it, I got all the weeds and stuff all cleared out outside, and it's just a lot of work. It is.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
One of the main concerns we have had has been the security of the building itself. We don't want kids in there
Yeah.
horsing around and all kinds of things. I think somebody has caused some damage in there, I'm sure. So the sooner you can get to replacing doors and windows and
Yeah.
securing
are-
the entire
Right now,
place.
they are shut. They either screwed in or boarded in.
Okay,
Nobody can get into it right
Okay.
now, But I do want to change them.
yeah,
Put new ones in. Right? Even for temporary, even I have to board them, so nobody can get into it.
yeah,
I
sure.
don't want to invest money into doors and windows and same thing happen again.
Right.
So whatever needs to be done, I'm working on it. It just need more time, and it's just
So tell me what you think you can get accomplished in the next 30 days. What can we expect?
okay. So the next 30 days, what the middle two apartments, I'm gonna get the plumbing done and all the inside framing done. I'm gonna make sure all the electricals ran, and then start working on drywall and stuff. Because
Okay.
like I said, it is a lot of work. And then also I'm trying to hire somebody else as well.
Mhm,
Because right now the Amish, they are working on the middle one.
mhm.
They have other jobs too, but they are fitting me in, so they're not there every day. But like they were there today,
Mhm.
they did some more work. So if they free up, yeah, they do work good and they work quick.
Mhm.
Yeah, they do work quick. So I'm hoping they have a little bit more open schedule so they can get me, they can fully commit to it. But they've been coming in few days here and there and trying to work on it. So
So you think
that's-
within 30 days, though, you can have those two middle ones? You're hoping you've got the plumbing, the framing, and the electrical done in those middle
middle
ones?
ones, yeah, yes.
You're
And
talking
on-
about the second floor of them also?
Yes,
All of
second
it?
floor as well, yeah. Because the middle ones only have second floor, the
Yeah.
two on the side, they don't. They're
Right,
just-
right. Yeah, they're smaller.
I mean, even I can accomplish more, that'd be great,
Right.
But I just wanna be realistic, I don't wanna say, I'm gonna do this, and when I come back and sorry, I didn't get it done.
Right. And I've built a couple houses, so I know how that goes. Okay. What's your thought? What are your thoughts, guys?
Come back to the end of the year. What happens? We have it done by the end of the year,
Do we want monthly updates probably?
monthly update.
I get an email, send
That would work
pictures,
again. That,
send pictures, if you need me to come by, I can stop by.
Okay. with the goal being that you can get those, at least that part of it done.
Done, yes.
Yes, yes.
If I can get anything more done, that'd be wonderful.
Yeah, right, right. Okay, so we'll expect to see you then at our next meeting, which will be, what's the date on that? Does somebody have that handy? Second Tuesday?
11th of November, or we want to go December?
No, yeah, let's get an update in November,
Alright.
November 11th,
11th.
and that's at 7 o'clock then. So,
7 p.m.
yes, and we'll plan to see you then, and we'll plan for you to also send us, an email update, maybe on Monday, the day before, whatever.
Okay.
So we are, we can kind of see what's been accomplished there. Okay?
I appreciate
So
that.
do you want me to show this as you're continuing the review hearing, or
That's probably what we would do,
that would
wouldn't
make
we?
the most sense?
Okay.
And then meanwhile, there was the question of, in the event you weren't fixing up the building, we had to demolish it, maybe getting a quote in the interim, just to make sure that if for some reason
Okay,
he decides not to finish it,
okay,
that we know what our next step is.
okay. So we need to get a quote on the demolition. Okay. Okay, we can seek that. I don't think that's too big a deal. That will need to be published, Sarah, so we'll look for some language. We've had that done before. We can, when we did this over here, so. Okay, all right. Anything else? All right, so we'll plan to see you next month
Okay.
with an update, and hopefully you've made some good progress.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, and thanks for
appreciate it.
coming, and
Thank
thanks
you.
for
Thank you.
fixing it up. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right, have a great day, evening. Huh? Okay. Honestly, I'd much rather he fix it up than we have to figure out how to tear it down and find the money to demolish it and do everything else.
But it
So,
sounds like he's trying. So,
I-
Sir,
Yeah, Joe said it, they're making progress,
I've seen the page, I mean, yeah.
and it's
These
gonna be.
guys they were actually a little bit further there, and they were putting subfloor down today.
It's gonna take time. I mean, he ain't gonna get it done.
No,
Yeah,
no.
especially-
I think for him to expect they're gonna get the plumbing, framing and electrical
seems
sounds
like
like a
a
lot, but you never know. I mean, if you get different guys in there working at the same time, it could
Yeah.
move.
You keep the Amish in there.
Well, yeah.
There was two of them in there today.
Well, it's like I said, I want him to fix it up.
And I think the key thing is, just from a safety standpoint, if it's secure, that nobody can get in.
Yeah.
That's your number one priority for right now, that you can allow them.
Mhm. Yeah, so we'll talk about getting,
But he did say he had them somehow.
he's got them, yeah, he's probably got some 2x4s screwed in on the inside to him to keep them from getting in, so that's good. All right, Lynn, I think the next one's yours too, if I can find it here. Oh, no, it's practice fields, and practice fields, we did talk to Lori, she brought some plans, I've left one here with Josh, there's one in the spare office over there too, one set. And it shows the elevations and all that kind of stuff. She is tweaking, there's a few odds and ends, little things in the bid package that she needed to update. And so, one of them being the alternate bid on the drainage stuff. And so she said she'd have it to me this week. So I will check in with her probably tomorrow, maybe Thursday. And hold on, I'm gonna make a note. Lori practice field. And I will get that, and that's
Why
about,
don't we discuss some fields if the community service work crew is needed to be utilized to help what's out there?
oh, okay,
I mean,
yeah,
they're available.
okay. Okay, we'll keep that in mind. Thank you. All right, next up I have salary ordinance and,
Yeah, I printed them.
you reprinted it? Okay, thank you.
There's 3 there.
Okay, so. And
So this is what the increase will be with that percentage?
mhm,
And the number at the very bottom is the difference of this year to
from
whichever
last year to
percentage.
this year, okay, right. The last couple of years, we have been really generous. Because number one, inflation
Mhm.
just was kind of out of control. And we tried to catch some people, we tried to catch them up a little bit there, and, I think we have a lot of financial stuff on the brain right now with regards to our water and sewer, the utilities. I'm leaning towards the 3. What you guys are thinking, but
I'm fine with that.
then I will make a motion that we, increase the town employees' salaries by 3% in 2026. And then I need a second.
Second.
Right, all in favor? All right, does that help you, Sarah? Get you going now? Oh yes, we did talk about starting pay. Or we have talked about that a little bit in the last couple of years. And we did talk about, bumping that up again. It's sitting at 16 right now. And the way the salary ordinance is written, an employee that does fine, learns and does the job and whatever, they're at 16 within, or they're at 1650 in 3 months, and then they're at 17, is that right, after 6 months? So we think we're getting closer.
For what others
for what others are doing. I mean, you can still go to McDonald's and get $15 an hour, so, you know. So I'm questioning, I know we've talked about bumping that a little bit more. I know, what are your thoughts on moving it to maybe 17? Don't really want to go beyond that. We have, um, we have some employees that are kind of right in that range, and so that would mean a whole bunch of juggling. But maybe if we went $1, we'd get them pretty close then to a lot of others. You know, they'd start at 17, they'd be at 18 within 6 months, right? Or do you want to just leave it where it is for a year? And talk about it again next year.
Hire anybody soon?
Did we get that position filled? Luke's position? Oh, okay. Who took that job? Do I know?
Maybe if we don't have anybody,
Don't know.
we'll hire and get
Okay.
it for now.
Nothing. Leave like it is for now.
Leave it. Leave
That's
it.
fine.
Okay, I'll leave it where it is. All right, very good. Then we don't need to make a motion for that. Okay. Hmm. Wow. The next one is a tough one to deal with right now. And that is, Lynn, let me stop. Hang on. I might have jumped the gun there. Did we have any other ordinance revisions that we have to finalize?
Yeah, there's one.
I had a feeling. I just saw it when I flipped my agenda up and I apologize. Let's go back to it. Yeah.
You have it on.
Oh, is it down there somewhere else?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's
All right.
left.
All right, then I will go on. So, sewer rates, we met, Holly and I met with, the Fleece Van Group, Lori, Young and Jill Curry. And we had, and Randall, and, about 3.5 hour meeting and discussed the many things that need to be done in our utility system, our sewer system in particular. That was one reason we did go to Okra to get that utility study planning grant, was because we knew things needed to be done, but we did not know exactly what and how deep of a repair or a fix it needed to be. And we didn't know how to prioritize what comes first, second, third. So to make the long story short, they've identified several things that need to be done, and they are all pricey. Well, bottom line, a new lift station will be $1.5 million. Refurbish the water treatment plant, which was built in 2002 and has never been refurbished. And Randall has ordered $15,000 worth of parts just to make things do, so we can keep them running for another year until we can actually go in and refurbish the plant. But that's another $1.5 million. We need a new water tower. Well, that's in a whole different ballgame, but we need a new water tower too, and we need to refurbish the water tower we have. So anyway, the estimate right now, the estimate they gave us that night was that it was about $10 million worth of sewer repairs, sanitary sewer work that needs to be done. And that includes a new force main from Sawmill all the way out to Graham Creek because it keeps busting up. And we're making repairs, and it seems that the pipe itself is failing after all these years. And so that needs to be replaced. Randall came up with a nice little alternative. We know we need another lift station, and the plan now is to probably put it down here at Sawmill and have 2 lift stations there. And then as they're replacing the pipe that needs to be replaced from there out to Graham Creek, they'll put a larger, do I understand that right, Randall? They'll put a bigger, a larger pipe in to carry both of those lift stations that flow all the way out there. So $10 million. We had a rate study done by Baker Tilly, and that will have to be adjusted a little bit. Lori's in the process of readjusting numbers based on moving the lift station here instead of putting a brand new one in over on another piece of property that we own. And so we're waiting on her to get those numbers together in the next week or two. They will send them to Baker Tilly. Baker Tilly will change the proposed numbers they gave us and come back with some more updated numbers, and then we'll know for sure. But around $10 million. And so the question becomes, number one, how do you pay for it? And, we have gone to Okra. I've been on the board now 9.5 years. We've been to Okra for 3, 4, 5 different projects, but Okra money is limited. And when you start talking $10 million, it's very limited because you can get a grant for sewer project. We did one in 19, I believe it was. 2017, we did a stormwater project. 2019, we did the sewer project. And so we are eligible again right now for another sewer project. However, the maximum amount of money we can get from them is $750,000. And that's with a $250,000 match from us. So, huh? It's just 700. Maybe it is. Jill did mention that, didn't she? I was thinking it was 750, but anyway, so 700,000. And when you got $10 million, you need to do, you just can't bank on
Not even
Oprah.
enough to really do one project.
No,
One
it's not.
part of it.
And it can do a piece of something, but it's not going to do a major project. Not what we're considering a major project. It's not. And it's highly competitive. Everybody needs the money. Everybody, I mean, we're no different than anybody else. So the Tilly sewer rate study they did for us and presented back, was that maybe about May? I want to think it was about May when Scott Miller was here, somewhere along in there, May, June, something like that. Anyway, they had proposed some pretty hefty rate increases to do it. Like 200%. Yeah, not kidding, 200%. But we've done a little looking, thinking through things, and I think last month I brought this and we kind of looked at the numbers there. But they recommended at that time that we finance it, and we did talk with Jill Curry extensively and Lori about financing it through the state revolving fund. We can finance 100% of it. That means we don't have to find the money for a match. We finance it all. The rate study that they did laid out that scenario. And in my notes, I kind of had forgotten that till today when I was reading back through my notes on that. They had recommended that we look at that at the state revolving fund in a 35-year financing option to pay for it. The rates that they recommended here would pay for that. That would make that payment every year. We would still go to the Tyson Fund we've been asking the last few years for $50,000 for emergency repairs. We would continue to ask for that because we still have things that happen that we have to repair and probably aren't going to be related to all these things in the study. They're just incidental maintenance kind of things. So we continue to ask for that. So I think we're down to the question of, and we need to make a decision fairly soon because there was some legislation that is going to run out in December of next year, December of 2026. And that legislation provided for some cut rates basically in the state revolving fund. So we could probably get that financed for around 4%. Now, if we get really lucky and they feel real sorry for us, we may be able to make a good case to actually get some grant money from them also. We wouldn't get it all. They're not going to give us $10 million. But we may get some. We may get some grant money. We'll still have to finance quite a big chunk of it, I'm sure. If we had to finance the whole shebang at 10 million, we would be looking at a pretty large rate increase, but I kind of mapped it out with Jill, and we thought we would, if we make that decision, that we would do a rate increase in January of 2026, do another rate increase 6 months later in July 1 of 2026, do another one 6 months later in January of 2027. And those rate increases would be $14.80 a month each. All right. So you're looking at about a $45, right? 15. Yeah. You're looking at about a $45 rate increase. That would bring us to $64.68, which is substantial. I think people need to understand that we have relied on the Tyson Fund to hold the costs down. And in the process of that, I think we've, just things are just to a point where we can't ask the Tyson Fund a great $10 million. And, but that rate would get us, we would still be below what Osgood is right now. And we would get all of this work done and not have that hanging over our heads. So just, I think it's something. Yes, that's on 4,000.
Would see the $14 if you stated the minimum. Right.
No, actually, when I did the figuring, I figured on, did I figure on the median, the bottom one that was Sarah? didn't I?
What's your starting number?
My starting number's 2028.
That's on the.
Yeah, I did. I did it on the minimum, Holly, when I did it. Cause I started looking and it got confusing with what Baker Tilly had. Yeah, and so I did it on our minimum. And it might not be exactly that. I'm guessing at that because once they make the adjustments and Baker Tilly makes their adjustments, it may not be that much. You know, I think we'll save a little bit there. But that's a rough picture of what we're looking at. And you know, the alternative, I guess, is to do $3 or $4 million now and wait 3 or 4 or 5 years and do 3 or 4 million. But in 5 years, and 3 or 4 million that we didn't do now is probably going to cost us 5 or 6 million at least. And so, you know, we keep putting it off and putting it off, we're going to end up putting $20 million into a $10 million project.
And it's
So
already been put off.
it's been put off for too long. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we've done things that we knew we needed to do. We knew there was infiltration. So we did that study and did a lot of work up here on the north side. And honestly, it had very little impact on the flow into Sawmill. So then you start questioning, well, you know, we're just, you know, it's like, I don't know, you know, it's like you're throwing darts and hoping you hit the target. And, you know, there's just so many different things that need to be upgraded and need to be done that I don't know that we can hit a target and make a big impression. So, I mean, the wastewater treatment plant absolutely has to be upgraded within the next year. And we absolutely need another lift station within the next year or two. Which one do you choose? You can't have it all, or else you take it all. And there's no, you know, we talked about that at that meeting and really couldn't come up with, you know, like a plan of attack. They did lay out a couple top priorities. I mean, they did say like the manhole restoration or rehabilitation and sanitary sewer rehabilitation and replacement. We could put those off, but you know, you just, I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. That's what I'm trying to say. I know people are going to be up in arms. I understand that, but they have to understand that, you know, we have to do what we have to do. And we have held our rates so terribly low for so long that that's probably a mistake. Probably really was. And we should have been increasing them anyway, whether we had and we have documentation now. We've got plenty of documentation for anybody who wants to come in and sit and look at it that, you know, we need to do this. So I don't know.
Because where we're at now, didn't they say that as long as nothing ever goes wrong, our rate is fine? Which is
Well, actually, no, our rate really isn't fine even, Renee, because when they did the study, they determined that we had to raise our rates by, where is that? We needed to raise them by $5 and some odd cents just to break even. We are not we're not even breaking even on our sewer right now, not even close. We needed to raise, and find that. $5.40 just to break even. Every customer, $5.40 right now. So I'm talking we'd be raising about almost 15 January and 15 more. So it'd be $30 more from what you were paying today next summer, and then another 15 next January.
So the one thing, since you had mentioned that it's gonna cost $5 just to even break even. So there are statutes out there that say that the utility's not allowed to operate in the deficit.
Oh,
So
okay.
you have to do
We
something.
have to raise the rates. We can't operate in the deficit. And we are now. And like I said, I think a lot of that is because we depend right now, we just can't get immediate repairs. We don't have enough money to get immediate repairs. Is it going
I
on?
don't know what it is. I can't-
Oh, okay. So I don't know, do we want to make a decision on what direction we go? I mean, I'm Lori is hoping to get us those new numbers within the next. Yes, they are. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. So the other thing I started to say was we need to, if we're going to do it, we've got to make a decision here in the next month or so, because The legislation is gonna expire next December. And what we will do is apply for both a grant and a loan. Okay, we'll apply for financing with the FRF, but we've got to make sure that they close that by the end of December, no later than the end of December next year. So I think that's pretty critical because another 2% on a loan, on the SR is gonna, yeah, you just bump that payment up another $30,000-$40,000 maybe, so
Do we need
25
to-
or
Do
so.
we need to say that we're doing the increase of the $5 since we have to, do we need to?
Well,
that time?
we probably just need to wait for the rate study, don't you think? For them to make those adjustments in a couple
Yeah,
weeks.
so what'll happen is they'll present next month their, like, what their proposed rates are and that, and then if you agree to increase that, we have to have a public
Public
hearing
hearings.
and publish it in the paper and all that type of stuff, so there's a few hoops to jump through, even for just $5.
Mm-hmm. So, just a lot to think about. And,
The other thing we did talk about too, like this is all sewer. like
Right.
for financing, but
Right,
we
yeah.
Go after Oprah money for water.
Yeah.
Like the rehabilitation of the existing water tank, like to redo the inside of it and stuff. I think that was 850.
it was, it was close to $1 million.
Close to
Yeah.
$1 million. I think it was slightly under, but like then you think about like a $700,000 Okra grant.
Yeah,
You
we
know,
could go for that, for the water.
rehabilitate.
And we can still do an Okra sewer grant too. I mean, we can go after it. The thing you have to understand is you may not get it. And so I think, what Jill and Lori were saying was, we'll ask for like the worst case scenario, what we need. So we're not gonna plan on getting any money. We're gonna ask for what we need. And then if we get the money, then, then we don't take that much of that loan. We don't,
Right.
we knock part of it off. But, so lots of food for thought. I don't think we have to make a decision tonight. They're gonna come to the meeting in November. We probably will need to make a decision in November so they can come through. Let's get the final numbers and we'll go from there. But, yeah, it's gonna be a rough road to hoe for a while to get through all that, but I don't think there's a way to get around it. Water rates, we've got those now, you've got it, thank you. So Sarah's been in touch with Scott Miller again. He is recommending that we do a full study of the water rates. I kind of don't want to do that because it's pricey, but on the other hand, I think, you know what, we do, because we just don't know. The last rate study was done 10 years ago, whatever it was, when they, or actually longer than that, because it would have been probably about 2012 or so, when they were determining their contract with Hoosier Hills and what the rates were going to be. So yeah, they need to look at what we have now, what it's costing us. We know that we need to rehab the water tower. We know that we need to take that old water tower that is not functional. We need to get that removed. And we know we probably need to build another tower down towards the south end of town. And so let's let them do it. So they have a proposal here, and here's all the paperwork. And I don't know if anybody had a time to read through it besides me, but basically, 17, can I find my number? $17,500. And they will provide an extensive workup of the figures and do basically the same thing they did with the sewer. So, do I have I don't know that, but I wouldn't think, with all the information they now have coming in from the utility study and your records, it shouldn't take them. I mean, really, once we gave them the final okay and got that process moving, it was only a couple of months. So I'm hoping within a couple months, they know that we're kind of hard pressed for that. So what are you thinking, Randall?
Raise the water rates before then?
No,
Right now, you're taking
we're taking a loss and we don't really have a choice. Well, we could, right? But
You can't just raise your water rates. You have to base it on something. So that's why you need the rate study. So that's when, I think when they were here last time, we talked about you could do the tracker,
okay,
or you could do like the rate study, but I didn't know if the tracker was really gonna work for you guys because of your contract.
Yeah, okay.
So,
They're recommending, yeah.
so that makes me think that they thought the same thing and you're gonna have to do the rate study, because you need something to support.
Why you need those, yeah.
And then they can build in, if you know you have some big projects coming up, they can build in those projects so that you're not having those big increases when those projects become an emergency. So that's just a gradual increase.
Yeah,
So in other words, we're eating 25% to the Hoosier Hills raising our rates already.
yeah, we're paying,
Without doing the rate study.
yeah,
Yeah.
we gotta do the rate study to get it.
We should have done that when we got the letter from Hoosier Hills.
Well, probably, yeah. But we were
I think,
into the water utilities, we were into the utility study at that point, and we were waiting to see something that was, what was gonna happen there. So now that we're finishing that up, I think we can move ahead. But yeah, it's cutting into our operating fund, definitely.
I mean, if they was already doing the rate study, then they should already have.
No, they weren't doing, they were doing a sewer rate study. They weren't doing a water rate study for us.
So then what I'm getting at is if Hoosier Hills sent us that letter, as soon as they sent us that letter, that's when we should have got a hold of Baker Tilly. and
Well,
do-
maybe.
And do the water study then.
Well,
That one's gonna hurt. I mean, that's hurting now.
well, I know it is. I know it is. We all know it is. But I think we were kind of caught between a rock and a hard place because Baker Tilly depends on up-to-date information to do the rate study. And that's what Police Vandenbrink was trying to do, get up-to-date information. And so that's just all, it's kind of piggybacking on each other, so to speak. So I guess maybe what I'm trying to say is I think Baker Tilly could have done a rate study for just that piece of it.
Yeah.
Right? But the thing, then you lose out.
How are we so far behind than Holton is? Because Holton, from what I gather, is already dinging their customers from when Hoosier Hills.
Yeah.
upped their rate.
They did a 7% increase. I think they just did an increase. That's the question I was gonna ask. Like, can you just increase by what Hoosier Hill, like, and pass them on? Because that's what Holton did. Like,
Yeah, I mean.
so
my water bill.
we probably need to have this conversation, not tonight.
Okay.
Because there are some reasons for that. But I think we need to prepare for it more than just discussing it in this meeting.
Okay. So we may need to schedule a meeting to sit and chit chat or talk with Baker Tilly and also, okay. All right. So do we move ahead with this
Yeah,
then?
go ahead and sign, if you need the rate study.
Yeah, we need the rate
So
study. Okay.
And I reviewed the contract, it's their.
And
standard
it's their
contract.
standard contract. I kind of read it too. So one of you guys want to make a motion that we move on forward with the rate study? Water rate study.
Motion that we move forward with the water rate.
Very good. Second? I'll second the motion. All in favor? All right, and then I will sign this. All right, now. This takes a minute here, okay? I'll finish it here in a second. All right, what's anything else on our list? Ordinance updates, that's Lynn's business, and then one other little odds and ends. Okay,
So the ordinance update is amending chapter 28 and chapter 32. So again, you passed this on first reading. I
Okay.
think this is one where we're just updating the fines and fees to be more current with the times. So you passed on first reading back at September's meeting, so you just need to pass it on second reading tonight.
okay. So I'll make a motion that we pass that ordinance. That updates those fines.
Second.
Renee seconds, all in favor? Aye. All right. Takes,
Get that published also.
okay, and then Lynn, what about the Unicode stuff? How does that work? Do you send that? Do we need to send that, or how do we get that updated?
I rarely am contacted by those companies. I think they usually contact the clerk. if
Okay,
they've been contacting you, but usually they only update them like once a year. So I haven't been updating them, but they've not requested the updates either.
all right. So do we need to go back and like look at the last time they were updated? Can we tell that?
The last time
They-
I just saying because
They just
did it,
updated them. But I don't know that they update them as you go, and I thought I saw your email
Yeah.
earlier. I don't think they update them as you go. I think they like update them at the end of the year.
Okay, okay, okay. So how do we know what we need to update? Do we know that?
Yeah, it's just whatever ordinance will pass this year get updated.
Okay.
They get sent in.
So it shouldn't be too hard to go back in the minutes and grab it out. Okay, all right, just want to make sure that that's not going to be a
Yeah, they should
hassle.
give an ordinance. You just stick it
Yeah, yeah. Okay, very good. Is that, and then we're done with updating all those ordinances? Hallelujah, praise the Lord. Very good. Wow, that went on forever, it seemed like, didn't it? Okay, one last thing I have under new business, and that is Laura Smart, who is one of the co-owners of the Novel Hearts bookstore on the other side of the square over here, has offered to paint the town hall windows, the three front-facing windows, street-facing windows, for the holiday season, go along with our Home for the Holidays event. And she'll do it for free. She just needs our blessing to do it. Does anybody have an issue with that? Anybody want to make a motion that we allow her to do that with her supplies and everything else?
I'll make a motion, paint the windows.
Good job. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. That's the last of my stuff, but anybody have anything else? That went a little quicker than I thought it would.
I did, but I'll let it be for
No,
now.
come
I just hear dollar signs.
on. You see dollar sign? No, well, go ahead and throw it out there because
Um, At the park, do we have trash cans out for, we got signs up telling us pick up after your pets, but do we have any trash cans for them to put anything in
Like dog,
on the trail?
dog ones.
oh, on the trail.
It would be nice if we did. I
Provide
think,
the little bag.
at least, at least two places.
Like with the doggy bag, with them,
I ain't putting it in my car and forgetting about it and.
You know the people.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Um,
Got walking after that.
I just have to go after some like RNC.
yeah, we could.
That shouldn't be
Yeah,
That one.
much.
yeah. We'll see if we can round up rustle up some money for that.
It's
I had
a
somebody
nice
bring
thing
that
to
to my
offer.
attention the other day.
The Osgood Trails has them up there. And
I think
so-
you think at least
'cause I'm
two
not
trash
really
cans, two or
about
three?
that.
Starting about midway, I mean, another deal, but you can put a third one in there, but
You figure what is that, a mile loop?
Yes.
Yeah.
yes, it is.
Put one on each side.
And you want to get those little doggy bag things?
I mean, it don't have to be, you can be a little one.
Right.
Doesn't have to be nothing.
If we just put trash cans out.
Well, the thing is, you got to have something good and heavy that the wind's not going to blow over and all that kind of thing. So, what if that guy up there where we bought all these trash cans? I wonder if he's still got. I bet he's still got some of them up there. Yeah, I know. I'd have to look and try to. I'll have to look around and figure out who he was.
Just like a little trash can or post or something like that. I mean,
Yeah.
it don't have to be
Maybe
nothing.
like doggy receptacle ones.
Yeah.
like Where it's like a post in the ground and the trash can's mounted. to it,
Oh, okay.
like
Well,
a-
then let's look for those.
like a pull-out bag and all that.
Because we still have trash cans that sit outside at the complex, don't we, Randall? Well, no, I'm not asking you that. I want to know, do we? I want an answer.
All day. That's a yes.
There are some sit out there. So if you've got
In the
you're
wintertime,
stuck in a bottle of Coke, you can drop
when it
your
gets-
bottle off,
when it gets wintertime, I think you might.
pull some of them in.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, we'll remind me, we'll look into that. Doggy bag, trash cans.
RNC.
Okay, yeah, let's make we'll make a note of that, try to do that. Randall, you'll make sure Danny knows about Thursday that the fourth graders are gonna be out at the complex on Thursday. They got, they were supposed to have gone to Muscatatuck, but I guess Muscatatuck is shut down, so they're not going out there. So going down there, so. All right, anything else? Does anybody have anything else? Nothing? Lynn, nothing?
Nothing.
All right, Holly, nothing? Josh, Randall, Joe? Aaron? All right. I'll make a motion that we adjourn the meeting at 8:18 PM. All in favor? Aye.
Very good.
There. I talked to.
I guess have a stormwater report